Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, smash the like button on the way in. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And today, we've got a new knife, which is deceptively cool. And this is one of those knives that you might actually let fly under the radar unless somebody told you exactly why it was cool. Big shout out and a thank you to my friends over at Olight for sending me their brand new release. This is the latest release from Olight, or, you know, since this is their knife brand, it's Oknife, but it's the same company. This is the Duron, and the Duron is a knife that was sent to me actually a couple weeks ago. I was surprised. I was taken aback. They didn't tell me that it was coming. It just showed up one day, and then I was surprised. I took it out of the box and I said, "What? What is this? What is this?" And I had to do a little bit of digging to find out exactly what was special about this knife, and it didn't take long for me to figure it out. But you might be wondering, okay, this looks like a regular drop point, maybe spear point style frame lock blade, you know, deep carry pocket clip. What's the deal? What's the damage? Is it something that is worth my attention? And that's what we're going to aim to answer today. And also, if you want to pick one of these up, I will, of course, have a discount code and a link in the description down below. They are available as of right now. So what is it? How much does it cost? And is it worth your attention? Well, it's going to be coming in with an overall length just shy of 8 inches. I want to say that's 7.9 respectively. It's close enough for government work. We'll call it an 8-inch knife, depending upon who's measuring. The blade itself is going to be just shy of 3.5 inches. We'll say that that's about 3.4 with a 3.3 inch cutting edge. So this is what I would consider to be a full-size knife. And this is where it starts to get interesting. The blade steel here is Nitro V. Love to see Nitro V. Nitro V is a very popular steel. It's a very good steel. It's a nice all-arounder kind of steel, and it takes a very sticky edge. The blade is PVD coated, and then once we move on to the handle scales, this is where things start to get very, very interesting. This is not titanium. This is utilizing a material that they call OAL, which is basically Olight's proprietary aluminum. Yeah, and before you write it off, you say, oh man, we've seen aluminum before. If you didn't know, Olight's proprietary aluminum is quite impressive. Olight developed it to be twice as strong as regular 6061 aluminum. You know, the kind of aluminum that you see on all of these American-made knives, which is an aircraft-grade aluminum, which has great strength to weight ratio. Let me tell you a little bit about Olight aluminum. So OAL is supposed to be twice as strong as regular 6061 aluminum, while also being very, very light. Now, if you were to do the math on that, that would actually mean that this is stronger than titanium, or at least some grades of titanium, and I wasn't necessarily wrong. I did some digging, and it turns out that the tensile strength, which is basically, you know, the average strength calculation for a material, this has higher tensile strength than grade 2 aircraft, that's aircraft grade titanium. That's insanity. That is insanity. And it's not just that, oh, it's got a stronger weight to strength ratio, which, by the way, it does. Hear me out. The Olight aluminum is both stronger and lighter than titanium. For that to be accomplished with any kind of aluminum, with any kind of titanium, is damn impressive. Now, my biggest question was when I learned that was, oh, okay, it's a frame lock. You know, what does that mean for the frame lock? Because aluminum frame locks are notorious for not necessarily being that reliable. You know, it's very common for aluminum frame locks to actually have a bit of lock rock. And on this one, there is no lock rock. It does have a steel lock bar insert, so it's not aluminum on steel. It is steel on steel for that transition between the lock bar and the blade. Love to see it. And that means that you have perfect lockup and lockout. How's the blade centering? Well, it's great. This is a clamshell style design, so instead of milling out a backspacer separately, they just kind of brought the scales together. Believe it or not, I actually really like that. It also features a hidden lanyard post, so we don't have any annoying holes being punched through our handle scales. The pocket clip is deep carry. The body screws are T8. The pivot screws are T8, and the pocket clip itself is reversible. A little bit of a bummer is that we don't have a filler tab there. I feel like they missed out on a great opportunity to mill out an aluminum filler tab right there, but they didn't, or at the very least, throw us some extra screws to act as thread protectors. Bit of a bummer, not a huge deal. The price tag on this guy for a full-size knife in Nitro V and Olight's proprietary aluminum, this is going to be coming in at about $99. So if you want to pick one of these up, go ahead and use my discount code. I will, of course, pop it in the description down below. It'll save you 10% off. So instead of $99, you'll just pay $90, and everybody will be happy. On this one, the action is really, really good. And I was surprised because normally with PVD blades, it takes some breaking in and you have a little bit of a gritty action. No. The action is actually surprisingly really, really good. I love to see that. It's got a very snappy detent. The moment you break out of that detent, like you feel the pressure build up behind the thumb studs. That's the way it's supposed to be. You feel the pressure build up behind the thumb studs, and then it rockets out with authority. It's very quick after the detent, and I like that. The lockup on this lock bar is going to be coming in there. I would say that's about the 33, 34, 35%. Yeah. No wiggle, no jiggle there. Perfectly centered. Great action. Ceramic detent balls, ceramic bearings. Nicely done. And when we're looking at these handle scales, check that out. Yeah, they're contoured as well. I'm really enjoying this. And one of the things that I will mention is that this is by far not a perfect knife, but it's in the right price range to be considered really good. It's got an excellently tuned detent. It's got T8 hardware. It's got a reversible pocket clip. It's got a cool new material, which actually stands on its own merits. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that they took aluminum and they said, you know what, we could do titanium, or we could just take the wheel and make the wheel a better wheel. And that's what they did. They made the aluminum better than titanium. But also, it's not just stronger than titanium, it's also lighter. Now, I could just read off the spec sheet here, but I'm going to go ahead and continue with the measurements. Let's see how much she weighs. We've got the all things sharp and shiny scale because it measures the weight of all things sharp and shiny. Let's see. This one's going to be coming in at 3.3 ounces. That's pretty good for a nearly 8-inch knife with a 3.5-inch blade. That's really good. And you might be wondering, well, that's all fun and good, Rollshambo, but how does she cut? So I got a piece of scrap cardboard here. It's not uniform. It's old. It's probably got wet at some point in time. Let's go ahead and see how she cuts. Right there. Check that out. Through the tape. No muss, no fuss. That is double-walled cardboard. And then they did a really good job on this edge. Yeah. I love that. Factory edge, the Nitro V shines through. That's a nice sticky edge straight from the factory. So ultimately, I would say that this is a rather impressive knife. They did the knife thing really well. They made something that was a simple design with upgraded materials, with a great cutting edge, a nice solid build quality, contoured handle scales. It's lefty friendly, and it's one of those knives where if you care about the overall performance, honestly, it's just a really good value at $90 after the discount code. It's not a perfect knife. Again, I would prefer if we'd had a filler tab right here, or at the very least some screws to act as thread protectors. And of course, I would have preferred a single-sided captive pivot, but I do enjoy the fact that we've got T8 body screws and a T8 pivot, that all we need is one Torx bit to take this whole thing apart. I really enjoy the fact that they took a simple design and they built it really well. They could have ignored the detent. They could have made it kind of an afterthought. They could have ignored the fact that people care about glossy action, but no, they did it, and they did it rather well. Who is this for? I could see this being a great truck knife. I could see this being something you throw in your pocket or throw in the glove box or throw in with the camping gear. This is going to be an EDC knife for those that want a full-size folder. It's very light for its size. You're not going to find a whole lot of knives at the 8-inch mark that also only weigh about 3.3 ounces. It's going to disappear in the pocket, and it's going to give you a nice, comfortable cutting experience at the same time. It's just a really solid piece, but I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are. What do you think of the new Oknife Duron? Is this one that's caught your attention? Do you enjoy the simplicity in this design? And are you at all interested in this new aluminum handle scale material? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below, guys. If you liked the video and you haven't done so yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button that's about to pop up in the corner. But if you just want to watch some more awesome knife and EDC content, feel free to click on one of the videos that pops up next.